Let's dive in. Today, we're going deep into XRP.
XRP, yeah.
It's Ripple's cryptocurrency.
That's right.
And wow, things have been pretty crazy lately, haven't they?
Yeah.
You sent over a ton of articles, everything from like CoinMarketCap and Forbes to FX Empire, all about XRP.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty fascinated to get your take. What do you think is like a most interesting thing happening in the XRP world right now?
Well, for me, it's how everything is kind of coming together at the same time.
Okay.
You've got the price swinging up and down like crazy.
Yeah.
Huge amounts of XRP moving around.
Oh, yeah. Whales.
Exactly, those whales. And then, of course, you can't forget about the SEC lawsuit still going strong.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, I don't know, juggling flaming torches while riding a roller coaster.
That's quite the visual.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with those price swings.
Okay.
CoinMarketCap has XRP at like $2.43 right now,
Wow.
with a 24-hour trading volume of over $7 billion. And get this, it's up like 30% in just the past 2 days.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, some analysts are calling it a bull trap, though. Do you agree with that?
Well, you got to look at the whole market to really understand it, you know?
Okay, yeah, true.
Remember that big liquidation event we had?
Yeah.
Couple $1 billion wiped out, mostly from those folks who were betting on the price going up.
Oh, right.
But here's where it gets interesting. CoinGlass data shows XRP has a huge imbalance in bull liquidations, like 1,209%.
Whoa, wait, 1,209%?
Yeah. Way more buy positions got liquidated than sell positions. What's that tell you?
Well, I guess that a lot of people were really betting on XRP going up.
Exactly.
But maybe it means they're thinking a big breakout is coming.
Could be. And you know, while we're talking about big bets, we got to mention those whales.
Oh, yeah, those whales.
Whale Alert has been reporting some massive XRP transfers lately. One was for, get this, 99,999,980 XRP.
Wow.
Almost $234.5 million.
Okay, that is a lot of XRP.
It is. Makes you wonder, what are those whales up to?
Right.
Are they just messing with the market, or are they seriously confident about XRP's future?
You know, I was reading an article on UB today, and they think maybe the whales are just stocking up on XRP while it's cheap.
Makes sense, right? Buy low, sell high.
Yeah. But then TechPoint had a totally different take.
Oh, really?
They think it could be a sign of a huge breakout coming.
Interesting. It's kind of hard to tell what those whales are thinking, isn't it?
Yeah. It definitely makes things more interesting.
For sure.
Speaking of Ripple making moves, they just got approval from the NYDFS for their new stablecoin, RLUSD.
Oh, yeah, that's big news.
Today seemed pretty excited about it.
I bet.
They were even tying it back to those accumulation theories we were just talking about.
Right.
But for our listeners who might not be super familiar, could you explain what makes stablecoins so different and why this approval is such a win for Ripple?
Okay, so stablecoins are basically a kind of cryptocurrency that's designed to, well, stay stable. Okay.
Unlike Bitcoin or XRP, which, jump up and down in price all the time.
Right, volatile.
Exactly, volatile.
Right.
Stablecoins are usually pegged to something like the US dollar.
So they're more like regular money.
Kinda, yeah. That makes them way more practical for everyday stuff like buying things or making payments.
Makes sense.
So for Ripple to get approval for their stablecoin from the NYDFS, that's huge. It gives them a lot more credibility, especially with regulators.
Right, yeah.
And it could help XRP get used more widely too.
How so?
Well, think about it. If people feel good about using a Ripple-backed stablecoin for their day-to-day stuff, they might be more open to using XRP for other things too.
Oh, I see. Like it builds trust.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think it's time to address the big elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah, that lawsuit.
The SEC lawsuit against Ripple, which has been going on forever.
Feels like it, right?
But it seems like there's been some movement lately.
There has.
Ripple actually got a partial victory, right?
So they did? What's your take on all this? Is this like a turning point, or is it just another chapter in this whole saga?
Well, the SEC's argument is all about whether XRP is a security or not.
Okay.
They say Ripple sold XRP to investors with the promise of making money based on Ripple's efforts.
So like it's an investment, not just a currency.
Yeah, that's the idea. But Judge Torres ruled that sales of XRP on exchanges, what they call programmatic sales, those didn't meet the rules for a security.
Okay, so that's good for Ripple.
It is, big time. But here's the thing. The SEC is thinking about appealing that decision.
Oh, wow. So it's not over yet?
Nope. And FX Empire pointed out something that could be a big deal. There's a vote coming up about whether to reappoint SEC Commissioner Crenshaw.
Okay.
And she's been voting against anything that helps crypto. So if she gets reappointed, the SEC might get even tougher on Ripple.
So this vote could really change things.
Definitely. If the SEC appeals and wins, FX Empire says XRP could drop below $2. Yeah. But if the appeal gets dropped, XRP could break above $2.90 and go even higher, maybe up to $3.55.
So basically no one knows what's going to happen.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a nail biter for sure.
So given all this craziness, what do you think the future holds for XRP?
It's tough to say, really.
Yeah.
TechPoint says we got to keep an eye on a few things, like what happens with the lawsuit, how the market's doing overall, and whether those whales keep buying up XRP.
Okay, so a lot of factors at play.
But they also mentioned something about regulations in Europe being kind of uncertain.
Oh, right. So how do you make sense of all this? What's your overall take?
Well, it's obvious that nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with XRP.
Yeah, true.
There's definitely potential for it to grow, especially with the stablecoin approval and all the cool stuff happening on the XRP ledger. But we got to be realistic, too. Crypto is volatile, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Right, and the lawsuit just adds another layer of complexity to everything.
For sure. It's a tough situation. But you know what? Even if the price doesn't do much for a while, I think the real story here is the tech behind XRP.
Okay.
Ripple's trying to build a whole global payment network. That's huge no matter what happens with the price in the short term.
So they're playing the long game.
Definitely. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes I think we get so focused on the price going up and down every day that we forget about the bigger picture.
It's easy to do, right? But we got to remember, we're still in the early days of all this. Crypto is still figuring itself out.
It's true.
There are going to be good times and bad times, wins and losses. But the tech itself, it has the power to change everything about how money works. And that's worth paying attention to, no matter what specific crypto you're into.
That's a great point.
Thanks.
All right, so just to recap, in this first part of our deep dive, we've talked about XRP's crazy price action, those massive whale movement,
The whales.
the stablecoin approval, which is huge.
It's huge.
And of course, that looming SEC lawsuit.
Yeah, I can't forget that.
It's clear that XRP is a complicated but definitely fascinating asset.
Totally agree.
And there's a lot going on.
A lot. And we've only scratched the surface, really.
Right. We still have so much more to uncover, like what actually caused that massive liquidation event?
Oh, yeah, good point.
And what does it mean for the whole crypto market?
Lots to discuss.
We'll get into all that and more in part 2 of our XRP deep dive. So stay tuned.
Definitely do. That liquidation event, it really showed how everything in crypto is connected.
Yeah.
Bitcoin took a hit, and it was like, dominoes.
Yeah.
People started selling everything, and all those traders who were borrowing money to make bigger bets, they got squeezed.
Forced to sell, right?
Exactly. Fear takes over, and, panic selling happens, especially in crypto where things are so volatile.
Makes sense. So do you think XRP is like extra sensitive to those kinds of swings? Or is it just following Bitcoin like usual?
It's a bit of both, honestly. Yeah. Bitcoin definitely has a big influence, but remember that that 12,209% imbalance in bull liquidations you were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
That shows there's a lot of speculation going on with XRP.
Right. People just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, so those price swings can get amplified.
Okay, so let's get back to those whales for a minute.
Okay.
It's crazy to see all that XRP moving around.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to figure out what they're thinking.
Right.
Are they just trying to ride the waves and make some quick profits? Or do they actually believe in XRP in the long term?
It's like trying to read the mind of a poker player,
Yeah.
You can only see their bets, but you don't know their strategy.
Right.
Some whales might be in it for the short term, just playing with the volatility. But others, they might be thinking years ahead.
So it's a mystery. I guess that's part of what makes crypto so interesting, though, right?
It is. It's unpredictable, and there's always something new happening.
But it can also be kind of scary for people who are just trying to figure it all out.
For sure. That's why it's so important to do your research, understand the tech, the use cases, the risks, all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of use cases, let's talk more about those stable coins.
Okay.
You mentioned how they're designed to be, stable, good for everyday transactions.
Right.
But why would Ripple make a stablecoin when they already have XRP?
Yeah, that's a good question. It seems like they're competing with themselves.
Well, I think they're actually being pretty smart about it.
Okay.
XRP and stablecoins, they kind of have different jobs.
Okay.
XRP is all about moving money between banks and financial institutions.
Right. Fast, cheap, cross-border payments.
Exactly. But stablecoins, they're more for everyday stuff, buying things, small payments, even lending and borrowing.
So by having both, Ripple can kind of cover all the bases.
That's the idea. They're building a whole ecosystem for digital payments.
Smart.
And remember, the stablecoin world is getting really competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Governments and central banks are all looking into their own digital currencies.
So Ripple wants to be a leader in that space.
Absolutely. They're thinking ahead.
Okay, so we can't forget about the SEC lawsuit.
Right.
We talked about what might happen if the SEC appeals, but what if they actually win?
Ooh, that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
It would be a huge blow to Ripple, and it could affect the whole crypto industry.
How so?
Well, it could set a precedent, you know?
Okay.
Other cryptocurrencies might get forced to register as securities, too.
Wow.
That could slow down innovation and scare away investors.
So basically, it would be a mess.
It could be, yeah. But, you know, sometimes even bad things can lead to good things.
How do you mean?
Well, a ruling like that might finally force regulators to give us some clear rules about crypto.
Okay, yeah, clarity would be good.
Right. And that could actually attract more big investors and help crypto go mainstream faster.
So a short-term setback could actually lead to long-term growth.
Exactly. It's hard to predict how these things will play out.
Yeah, that's for sure. The crypto world is full of surprises.
It definitely is. Hey, before we move on, I wanted to bring up something that might interest our listeners. NFTs.
NFTs.
Yeah.
I know they're big on Ethereum and other blockchains, but what about the XRP ledger?
Well, it's still early days, but things are starting to happen.
Really?
Ripple has been quietly adding NFT features to the XRP ledger. It could be huge.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the advantage of having NFTs on the XRP ledger?
Well, first of all, speed and efficiency.
Okay.
The XRP ledger is super fast and the fees are tiny. That's really important for NFTs.
Yeah, I've heard about those crazy gas fees on Ethereum.
Right. You could end up paying more in fees than the NFT is actually worth.
Ouch. So with XRP, it's smoother and cheaper.
Exactly. But it's not just about that.
Well,
Ripple is thinking bigger. They see NFTs as a way to, like, tokenize real-world assets.
tokenize.
Yeah, like representing ownership of something with an NFT.
Okay.
Imagine owning a piece of a building through an NFT on the XRP ledger, or using NFTs to track and manage patents.
So it's not just about digital art anymore.
Not at all. This could change how we think about ownership and value.
That's pretty mind-blowing. But if all this happens, what does it mean for the price of XRP?
That's the million-dollar question.
Uh,
It's hard to say for sure, but more activity on the XRP ledger, especially with NFTs, could mean more demand for XRP.
how so?
Well, you need XRP to pay transaction fees on the network.
Right.
So if everyone's minting and trading NFTs or tokenizing real-world assets, that means more XRP is being used.
So that could push the price up.
It's possible. It's another potential bullish factor for XRP.
First the stablecoin, now NFTs. It seems like Ripple is really pushing forward.
They are. They're making some really strategic moves.
Yeah. But we should be realistic, right?
Of course.
The NFT world is still new, and Ethereum is way ahead of XRP right now.
True. Ethereum has a big community of developers and a lot of NFC projects already.
So is XRP trying to compete directly with Ethereum?
I don't think it's that simple. Each blockchain has its pros and cons.
Right.
Ethereum has the first mover advantage, but it's struggling with scalability and high fees. XRP is fast, cheap, and efficient, but it needs more developers and NFT projects.
So it's a race to see who can build the best platform.
Kinda, yeah. And ultimately, the users will decide who wins.
Okay, so before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's go back to basics.
Sounds good.
What makes XRP different from other cryptocurrencies on a technical level?
You mentioned it's different from Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, I'm curious to learn more about the tech behind it all. What makes the XRP ledger tick?
Okay, so you probably know about mining in crypto.
Yeah, like with Bitcoin.
Right. Bitcoin and Ethereum use proof of work. Miners compete to solve really hard math problems to validate transactions and secure the network.
Yeah, and that uses a lot of energy, right?
A ton. It's a big problem for Bitcoin. But the XRP ledger is different.
Okay.
It uses something called the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. It's a Byzantine fault-tolerant system. Basically, it's designed to be super resilient.
Okay.
Instead of miners, it has a network of validators that agree on the order of transactions.
So no miners, no huge energy consumption.
Exactly. That's why XRP transactions are so fast and energy efficient.
Wow, that's really cool. So speed and efficiency, those are XRP's strengths.
I'd say so. It's perfect for real-time payments. That's why Ripple is going after the global payments market.
They want to compete with Swift, right?
Yep. Swift is slow and expensive.
So if I wanted to send money to someone overseas using XRP, it would be faster and cheaper than using my bank.
It could be, yeah. But XRP isn't widely accepted for everyday payments yet.
Right.
It's mostly used by financial institutions for those big cross-border payments.
Okay.
But as more people start using XRP, that could change.
Makes sense. So we've covered a lot. Price swings, stable coins, NFTs, the tech behind the XRP ledger. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand what makes XRP so interesting.
It's a fascinating asset, that's for sure. But there's one more thing we should talk about before we wrap up. Something that often gets overlooked, but it's super important for XRP and its potential impact on the world. Sustainability.
Sustainability.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. How does that fit in with everything else we've been talking about? Sustainability.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't thought much about that when it comes to crypto.
Yeah.
It seems like most people are just focused on like the price and the technology.
Yeah, and regulations.
Oh yeah, the regulation. So how does sustainability fit in with XRP?
I think it's a really important part of the story.
Okay.
Especially as the whole crypto industry grows up, Remember when we were talking about Bitcoin using so much energy?
Yeah, that's definitely a problem.
That's a big sustainability issue. And it's something Ripple really wanted to avoid with the XRP ledger.
Right, you said the XRP ledger doesn't need all that energy-intensive mining.
Exactly. The XRP ledger consensus protocol is super energy efficient. It uses way less energy than those proof-of-work systems. Ripple has even gone as far as measuring and offsetting their carbon footprint. They're serious about this.
Wow, that's impressive.
They're even working with UC Berkeley on a research project about blockchain sustainability.
So they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
For sure.
But beyond the environmental stuff, how does this all affect XRP itself?
Well, think about it from a business perspective.
Okay.
More and more companies are making sustainability a priority.
Right.
They want to work with partners who share their values. So Ripple being so focused on sustainability, that could give them an edge, especially as banks and big companies are trying to reduce their own impact on the environment.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like almost like ESG investing, but for crypto.
Exactly. Companies are choosing XRP not just because it's fast and efficient, but also because it's good for the planet.
I like that.
And I think this trend is going to get even bigger in the future. Sustainability is going to be a major factor in the crypto world.
It's amazing how everything is connected, We've talked about price, whales, stable coins, NFTs, that lawsuit, the technology, and now sustainability.
Yeah.
It's clear that XRP is more than just another crypto.
For sure.
It's a part of this whole bigger story about how money and technology are changing.
Yeah, I agree. And what's so cool is that the story is still being written.
Right. There are so many possibilities.
Exactly. It's exciting.
But for our listener, what's the one big takeaway you want them to remember from all of this?
Don't underestimate the power of innovation. The financial world is changing in a big way, and XRP is right there on the front lines. Whether you're an investor, a tech person, or just someone who's curious about the future, keep paying attention to what's happening in crypto.
It's moving fast.
Super fast. The next few years are going to be wild.
It's been awesome exploring all this with you.
Likewise.
I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm sure our listeners have too.
It's been a pleasure. And remember, this is just the beginning. There's always more to learn and discover in the world of crypto.
Well said. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into XRP. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Until next time, happy exploring.